Afrobeats, the documentary, and I'm here with Saz on the beat. Saz on all the beats, Saz on the Afrobeats.
There was nothing like Remedies, there was nothing like Idris, there was nothing like Kennis.
Tribesmen, Remedies, Paul Play, and Plantation Boys.
I would first mention Remedies.
98, 99.
We started to see a change in the music.
1999 was the year.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grind and stat tryna make money with my brothers.
I want to fuse Afrobeats and hip hop.
The last sound and rap. My music was very hard.
Tabashere, One Man Berry, Big Brothers. Yoruba sounds good.
My mom and my dad speak that to me.
And then Soji will be doing boss okay. Bah, bah.
Waiting, Babele won't make ya one.
And that's all people wanted me to sing. Just sing Ibutemeta and go.
Okay, Tiwa, sexy. How?
Most of us suffered with our artists. We started their careers from when they were hustling.
Malian is a true fan of Naira Marley.
When I first heard the term Afrobeats, it sounded perfect for me.
You can't say Afrobeats without saying Afrobeats.
Not all music in Africa is Afrobeats.
But you know one call it Afrobeats. You just call it Afrofusion. Which one be Afrofusion?
Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grind and stat tryna make money with my brothers. Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grind and stat tryna make.
As a teenager growing up in Brooklyn, dancehall is the main thing that kids look to. Dancehall was a part of a Caribbean kid's life. Sean was bubbling up with dancehall tracks.
By 2000, it was like popping off in New York for me.
Our culture was in the club.
All the Caribbean people, they were building a culture.
Sometimes I worry about the history is not being preserved. I just wanted the recognition as one of the soldiers for dancehall to say, this music, this culture, this vibrancy put me here. I don't want people to forget that.
There's a lot of barriers broken down. There's a lot of sacrifices made to bring this genre of dancehall to become a part of popular culture. And it's dancehall that got popular out of New York. That needs to be documented and given its due respect.
Sorry. Hello. Good afternoon and bienvenidos. Welcome back one more time at the Reggae University right here at Rototom Sunsplash 2024. And please give a warm Reggae University welcome to Andrew Tosh, the Soul Syndicate, and Wayne Jobson. Now, and just to remind my good colleagues who co-present these sessions with me, to my left, your right, we have Pier Tosi, the broadcaster and journalist from Bologna, Italy. He's been hosting the Soul Shakedown Party Show in Bologna for 32 years, and he's also been hosting a radio program on Hits 92 FM in Jamaica since 2019. Give it up for Pier Tosi. And at the far end of the table over there, we've got the joint editors of Rhythm Magazine, Ellen Coolings and Pete Lilly from Cologne, Germany. And you've got myself, author and journalist David Katz, based in London, England. Thank you. Now, gentlemen, you've all got long history in music. You've all got personal connections with Peter Tosh. I'd like to start this session off just by asking each of you one by one to introduce yourselves. Tell us a bit about who you are, what's your involvement in music, and what's your connection with Peter Tosh. So beginning with Toni Chin, just here. Go ahead, come in.
Yes. I am Toni Chin, rhythm guitarist of the Soul Syndicate band. And I never toured with Peter just before, but I do recording with him in Jamaica. So, enough love and respect to his son Andrew Tosh, that he representing a great legacy of the man Peter Tosh. Santa is the man who knows a lot more about Peter than I do. Yes, I am.
Greetings.
Thank you.
Not a mic man, drum. Yes, respect people. Yeah, my name is Carlton Davis, also known as Santa Davis, an original Soul Syndicate member, and also was involved with Peter Tosh band. I was a drummer from 1983 until his passing. Also jammed with Bob Marley in the studio and stuff like that. So I've been involved in the music business since I was 11 years old, and here I am today. Respect.
Thank you.
I'm maximum respect. I'm native Wayne Jobson from St. Anne, Jamaica. I grew up just down the road from where Bob Marley was born and buried. And I was blessed to meet the Wailers, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer in the early 70s. And of all of them, the one I got on best with was Peter Tosh, because Peter Tosh was a poet for the people, a poet for the poor, a genius musician, intellect. And so what I did is, over the years, I produced that movie which you just saw called Stepping Razor Red X, which got nominated for an Academy Award in Canada, and I think it turned out really good. I'm glad you got to see it. I just want to say I'm honored and blessed to be here among these legends, because Soul Syndicate are the legends of reggae music.
Yes, my name is Fullwood, and Soul Syndicate original member. Also work with Bob in the studio and tour with Peter Tosh. And my history is from back in the, I don't want to give you guys any idea of how old I am, but yeah, we all, yeah, but I am only 15, Andrew said. But I start this whole thing back in the days from the early part of the 60s, right? So growing up in Jamaica as a young boy, playing all these music. And a lot of you would understand a little bit more when you start asking questions. So thank you very much for being here.
Yes.
Yeah, man, greetings. My name is Andrew Tosh, son of Peter Tosh. As you know, he left us 30-something years ago, and it's a very great soul. So we got to keep the legacy alive and keep the music alive through music, physically, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally. So we're keeping it alive. Give thanks for life.
Thank you. Now, the film Red X really captured a lot of the uniqueness of Peter Tosh as a character, a very intriguing man, a mystic man, as he referred to himself. He's also someone with a very lengthy, rich, and deep history in music, as all of you have as well. I'd like to bring this next question to each of you individually to enlighten the good people here at Rototom Sunsplash a little bit about when did you first become aware of Peter Tosh, and then what was it like when you actually met and worked with him?
Yes, when I was a youth growing up in Jamaica, and with the Farm Soul Syndicate band, we became one of the top recording band in Jamaica. You know, thanks, enough love and respect to the man, Striker Lee, them called Bonnie Lee. He's the first one that bring us the group Soul Syndicate in the studio to record. And we've been doing recording, lot of hit songs that a lot of people don't even have no idea that is this band playing the music behind those songs. Now, the Wailers was back from the ska days. I would like to you, them never playing music yet. And was admire the Wailers, Bob Marley and the Wailers. And it was an honor growing up to get to work with Bob and the Wailers. The first time we went and saw Bob, work with him in the studio. We did a song with him, with Lee Scratch Perry, we called Sun is Shining. This is the band that recorded that song originally with Bob. That's the first time I'm meeting Bob and Peter and Bonnie in person. And it was a very experience that we never knew that we'd have. And we did a song with Peter Tosh called More Acts. I don't know if you people ever hear it. And then they re-recorded it over and call it Small Acts. But the original Small Acts, I played guitar and More Acts. So meeting Bob and the Wailers was a very experience. And I never get a tour with him or anything, but just the record with him and respect the late and great Peter Tosh. Enough love and respect.
Thank you. Now, since you mentioned that anthemic record, Sun is Shining, let's take a little listen to a bit of track 12 just to remind ourselves how momentous that song was.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet, yeah. Make you wanna move your dancing feet now. To the rescue, here I am. Want you to know y'all. Can you understand? When the morning gather the rainbow, yeah, yeah. Want you to know I'm a rainbow too now.
Yeah. Okay, so before we pass the baton over to Santa Davis, Toni Chin, what else do you remember about that session, putting that track together? How did it come together? And, yeah.
It's very hard to tell. Right now, I was a youth that played guitar, and when recording the song, I could not play the song good with that kek. I never used the kek. Yeah, but I just put the chak. And Baba and I get in a big argument over it, not physically, but more mental. But because Bob, it seemed like he's a perfectionist, and anybody, I'm a person, I don't care who you are. If you come attack me, I'm gonna fight back.
So you were having trouble finding the right,
yes.
the right rhythm to play to meet his satisfaction.
Yes, and we have a brother that used to play guitar, which was the original guitarist, a brother named Cleon Douglas. I think he played the rhythm on that too. So we get to record the song, and Baba and I, we not best of friends, but he really respect me after that, because enough time he's on a concert. I remember the first time we was playing Sunsplash, when Bob was on Reggae Sunsplash. We were playing back in a big youth and thing on that show. And I was backstage, and a dread come to me and say, Chin, Skipper want to see you, you know. I said, Skipper, I didn't know that Bob's name Skipper them time there. I'm saying, follow him, I'm taking round to here, Bob, in the dressing room was and thing. And Bob said, well, I'm Toni Chin. I'll just chit-chat a little and things. Never forget that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Santa Davis, come in.
Well, you have time?
Yes, we have time. Speak your mind.
Well, my first encounter with the Wailers was the Wailers, the original Wailers. And the first song leading up to this song you just heard was a song called High Tide, Low Tide. It's kind of like a ballady kind of song, like. And that's the first time that was 1972. And that was the first song was that High Tide, Low Tide, right? And then, you know, we got used to the group, and Lee Scratch Perry, who was the producer at the time, he said, well, he wanted us on another session again. So that song you just heard a while ago, I have a little story about it, but Sun is Shining, and you know Duppy Conqueror, right? Well, we did a song, we did the original Duppy Conqueror rhythm, but I don't think that rhythm was to their liking, so they redid it. But that one that we did, there was a thing going on in Jamaica at the time about some coffin running around town, and they did that song on that rhythm called Mr. Brown. Well, coming back to Sun is Shining now, I have a little story. That's why I can remember that song so well. Now, as a drummer, you play a complete kit. But Lee Scratch Perry, the genius that he was, I would call him a real arranger, producer, whatever. But I can remember that day, as a drummer, you play your hi-hat, your snare, and your kick. And if you listen to that song, there's no hi-hat in the song. Lee Scratch Perry came to me and said, I don't want to hear none of that thing there in there. No. And I was like, really? Because that's my balance, you know what I mean? The hi-hat, 8 notes, 16, whatever. But he said, I don't want to hear none of that. And I'm sitting there, and him just say, as a matter of fact, give me that. And he took it away. So now, at the time, as a drummer, you used to using your hi-hat, you know? So it ended up that I was playing my hi-hat. I had to keep time, because I was a young kid back then, you know what I mean? So I never played without the hi-hat before. So when you listen to that song, there's a uniqueness about it, because the thing about Scratch Perry, he was always thinking of space. He wanted the music to have airspace. And he would have these little talk where he would be like, well, I want to be able to talk to my friend over here, and then I can walk over there and smoke a spliff, come back in time. So that's the kind of person he was. So that's why he didn't want that 8 note or 16 or whatever. So it was just a genius idea, you know? And I had to keep time in my head now, and also playing on my leg to keep time. So the song is steady, and I was scared too, you know what I mean? Because I was young back then. I was like, I'm in the studio with big wigs, you know what I mean? Back them days, the Wailers was the vibe, before Bob Marley broke out and all that kind of stuff. So that was my first encounter, and it was scary because these guys, they were never like people who like laugh and smile. They were that militant, you know, like, whoa. So I was like, the first time I heard I'm gonna play for the Wailers, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailers, Bob Marley. It was some brethren with us. You know, it was kind of scary, but they were cool people. They were just militant. So that was my first encounter with the Wailers.
Okay.
Henceforth with Peter Tosh.
Okay, thank you. Now, since you mentioned that the original Duppy Conqueror, Scratch rejected it, but then there was this story going around about a three-wheeled coffin driving through Jamaica, it became Mr. Brown. So give us a little bit of track 13. And one thing about that record as well, from what I understand, it's Peter Tosh playing the organ, those organ overdubs.
Yes.
Because he was a multi-talented musician as well as a singer and songwriter.
I can tell you, I'm playing the lead guitar on it, and the brother named Cleon Douglas is playing the rhythm. Because when we were recording the music, Bob wasn't singing Mr. Brown. He was singing Duppy Conqueror. And a few months after, it came out as Mr. Brown. So that's the history of that song. A lot of people don't know the story behind that. I think enough love and respect.
Thank you. Yes, and Fully Fullwood, before we move along to Andrew Tosh and Wayne Jobson, Fully, what memories do you have of that era? When did you first become aware of Peter Tosh, and what happened when you first met and worked with him?
Well, I have to go back and remind my friends then when we back in the 70s, I will remind them when we meet Bob, we did a show. We were living in Greenwich Town, and we did a show with the Wailers. It wasn't Bob Marley and the Wailers, it was the Wailers. Psychedelic Shack. Do you remember, Santa? And Toni?
Yes, I remember when Bob was singing.
So that's how far we were. And also, Bob Marley used to have a store named Whale and Soul.
Right.
And he was a producer also. And so we used to work with him. And, you know, we used to go down there. I don't remember what street it was, if it was...
it was right behind Randy's.
Beeson Street.
Beeson Street.
And he used to pay us with him check and all those things. So you were talking about many years. And so it was a pleasure for me back in those days, because we were young when we meet, you know, the Wailers. It wasn't Bob Marley and the Wailers, it was the Wailers.
Right.
And then further on, we started playing, and we were one of the top recording band back in the days in Jamaica, Soul Syndicate. You can Google it, and you will see. And we have played with almost the who is who in reggae, and the who is who not in reggae music. It's song. Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, you name it. And so it was, those days was one of the most memorable time for me in my life. And I guess my friends Amir, you know, because we grew up together playing music. little boy underneath a lime tree in Greenwich Town.
Right.
So coming up, playing and interacting with all these great musicians and singers, you know, it's something that I cherish for the rest of my life. And also working with Peter Tosh, me and Santa, that was another time in my life that, you know, working with Peter, touring with Peter. And I remember one time, I'll give you a little joke. We were someplace, I don't remember if Santa can remember, I don't know. But we were on stage playing, you know, big crowd and stuff. So, Get Up, Stand Up. We're supposed to play Get Up, Stand Up. And you know what? I started playing something different. And then I said, Peter, look round at me. And I said, oops. And him came over to me and said, excuse my expression, kill them to bumbleclad. Serious thing. That's how Peter was. You know, so when him do that, the guitar player, Donald Kingsley, came over to me and started to play and say, yeah, man. So, you know, it was a wonderful thing back then and playing with Peter. I miss him very much. And, you know, with his son here, remind me every time when we work with Andrew. You know, it reminds me of my father and the good times. And, you know, we miss him a lot. But we'll talk more later on about the accomplishment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, we've just had the return of the prodigal son, so please give a warm welcome for Earl Chinna Smith. Now, Chinna, we're just sharing our memories of experiences of working with Peter Tosh. And fully and Santa, I believe the first time you toured with Tosh was for the Bush Doctor tour. So let's just take a little listen to track 19, a little bit of track 19, just to remind ourselves of that style, that song, what that was all about. Oh.
Warning. The Surgeon General.
Santa, you got a correction to make? Yeah, you're not playing on that tour.
No,
you went on that tour?
I wasn't on the Bush Doctor tour. I came in on Wanted, Dread and Alive.
Okay, well, in that case, give us a touch of track 21.
1981.
Yeah, give us a taste of track 21, and we'll come into that era. Thank you.
Charge I think ganja, which I know I couldn't do. How could one man?
Yes. Yeah, okay, yeah, but you came in on the tour when they dropped out.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, okay. So now, Earl Chinna Smith, what can you enlighten us about? When did you first become aware of Peter Tosh, and when did you first meet and play with him?
All right, me hear the Whalers group from a little youth. The first time me hear them is a true name, Simmer Down. Me I say, who them three man there, that sounds, so as a little youth. All right, so I grew up till I start move, the circle. All right, Soul Syndicate, I remember as a little youth, the song was named Sun is Shining and Mr. Brown. I was at school the day. And fully tell me, say, yeah, them play the tune there and Toni, Chinna and the rest of the man them. So as a youth, the Whalers used to come down on 9th Street and rehearse Psychedelic Shack and certain things. But as we grew up, I never really toured Peter Tosh, but Peter was a session guitarist. Like, for example, Rastafari album, tune like None of Jaja Children No Cry, New Name of Jagat, Three Little Birds, None of Three Little Birds, Birds in the Treetops. It's Peter and me play guitar upon that. You understand? If you listen to the wah-wah style we have. You understand? So it's always a unique virgin. But you see them three man, they were so powerful together because every one of them is a leader within themselves. For the time that them stay together and have the wailing wailers. But it reached a stage where everybody have to jump out and prove to the world what them have. You know what I mean? Within an individual thinkers. You know what I mean? Too much bull can't rule a pen. You understand? So it's a Peter bring out the fire part, right? Bob bring out film thing and Bunny. But Peter was a unique man. We need more people like them because the music lose people like Peter because everybody is just accept. Peter now go accept that. Oh, we accept? No. You understand? Just like coming like the peace concert. When everybody are rare. You must say peace. Peace I want something where headstone you put on some man grave around the sun. You know what I mean? And peace is a fraction. Peace is not what the people want. They want equal rights and? Equal rights and? All right, so that Peter stand up from now. All right.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah. Now, Andrew Tosh, you, of course, have a unique perspective on Peter Tosh since he was your father.
Great man, very great man. First time I saw him ride the unicycle, I thought it was a monkey. Because I only read that in my reading book when I was going to school. 10 monkeys on a unicycle. And I saw my father riding a unicycle, I was like, whoa. So when I reached like about 10, 11 years old, I said to him one day, I want to ride it. I'm like, ride the next 20 years before you ride this. like 20 years. It took me some hours after he said that to learn it. And you know, I'm a professional unicycle rider. But my father was a great man. We miss a great soul. Very great soul. Powerful instrument. Taught me a lot of things as a youngster growing up. So give thanks for him and give thanks to continue also the message that you guys hear me conveying every time I'm on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Now, some of the audience here at Rototom Sunsplash might not be aware of your own long career in music, Andrew Tosh. So let's just take a little listen to a bit of track 26 and see what you can tell us about this one.
How do you feel to have you $120? Take it kind of shot because you think you have a winner. Come back a yard, you can't cook no dinner. Tickle up the top, you say you started to Allah. Lick your shirt, how you feel like a race ass. Oh man, who I want to give the game back.
Stop it, stop that track, stop it.
Oh man, who I want to give the game back.
Stop it for a minute,
Yes.
You know, that track, I record that track with Oneness. Oneness is Jimmy Cliff.
Right.
Foundation, and I was with them for a little while doing recording. But back in the days, my brethren and friends used to use their last dime and play racehorse. Like one day, me and my friend get together and so we're going to write a song about these guys to stop spending their money on racehorse because it's waste of time. You're just losing their money and making no money. So I said, how do you feel to have your $120? Take it down a track because you think you have a winner. Come back a yard, you can't cook no dinner. Little after that, you started to holler, little shot, Lego race sauce. Little shot meaning the poor man. Poor man, why don't you give that game a walk? Lick a shot, lick a race sauce. Poor man, give that game a walk. Say, next week, come and get a classic contender. Jackie put on the whip and the ass now answer. Now that you know that the business tall, what you gonna do when the landlord call? Lick a shot, lick a race sauce.
So the song was actually warning not to gamble on racehorses. It wasn't about guns or gunplay. Nothing like that.
But definitely about racehorse.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
and
man.
how old do you think you were when you recorded that?
About 17.
Okay, all right, thank you. Now, Wayne Jobson, Red X, very intriguing film about, a powerful person. Tell us a bit about how the film came together. Tell us about when you became aware of Peter Tosh and your interactions with him.
Yes, so it was the early 70s when I met Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer, the Wailers. And they were not three musicians trying to make it and get some money and get some hits and get some women or something like that. These were three shaman evangelists, shaman who were on a mission from God. So therefore, their actual mission was failure is not an option. They were so confident that there's no way that they could have failed, and that's why they became some of the biggest stars in the world, because of the confidence that they had. But of all three of them, the one that I got on best with was Peter. Firstly, because of his sense of humor. Peter was just so funny. Everything he said was funny. It's like hanging out with Eddie Murphy or something. It was just like so funny. Instead of the Prime Minister, it's the Crime Minister. Instead of the House of Representatives, it's the House of Representative. So everything he said was, so I used to hang out with him just to get jokes. Apart from the sense of humor, genius musician, play every single instrument as good as anybody in the band. And one of Jamaica's greatest musicians of all time as a musician, not counting his brilliant songwriting. A song like Jagged is one of the greatest songs of all time. Amazing singer, incredible performer. Peter had everything. Apart from that, his intellect. He was the most well-read Jamaican artist, and I've met every reggae artist from Bob Marley coming right up to now, to Chronics, and the most well-read artist ever was Peter Tosh. He read books. Every day he's reading books. When he wrote the song Apartheid and took it into the studio, Sly and Robbie thought it was a word that he had made up. They had never even heard of apartheid. So he was so far ahead of everybody else with his intellect and reading books and knowing what's going on in the world. So reggae has never had an intellect like Peter Tosh before. Genius musician, genius intellect, and everything, a performer, whatever it is, you can't beat him. So, maximum respect to the great Peter Tosh. And I just wanted to say, I was just thinking the other day that how brilliant the song 400 Years is. And reggae used to be about 400 years, but I have to say reggae has gone down a lot now, where the artists nowadays are thinking more about 400 euros than about 400 years.
Thank you for that answer. Yes, well said, well said. So we're going to be moving to question and answer with where you, the good people, can put your questions to our special guests here, Soul Syndicate, Andrew Tosh, and Wayne Jobson. But before we do that, I want to open it up to my fellow panelists if they have some questions they want to put before we give the mic over to you. So,
yeah, I have a question. It's a question mostly to the players of instruments, but I guess to everybody. Earlier this year, I happened to be at the award ceremony for the Musgrave Medal, where Fully and Santa were awarded with the medal. And I was kind of surprised how humbled you were by the prize, by the award you got. And I was wondering about the recognition you are getting, like as elder musicians who created like such crucial music. What kind of recognition do you get in your home country? It's not only to the two of you, but all of the players of instruments.
Well, yes, I was really, Santa myself was really honored to receive that Musgrave Award in Jamaica. We got 2 awards, and well, so I'm grateful, but there are more to the story. And, I really appreciate certain things that's happening because we've been in this business from kids. And like I says, we have created some of the most, actually, we have made, according to what I'm hearing, we have created one of the greatest reggae song in the history of reggae, which is called Jim Squeechy, we call it. That's now Sister Nancy has called Bam Bam. And a lot of people really don't know that it's Soul Syndicate Santa and myself. Also, Chinna wrote a song that gave to, what's his name again, Chinna? Junior Bile, sorry, Fade Away. People don't know that. Also, Taxi Rhythm is we also play that, create that song. So you asked the question of how I'm feeling. Yes, I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling good, but
Santa, you take over. Well, generally speaking, I consider myself as a contributor to the culture of Jamaica, you know, and when I started playing music, I came from the drum corps. I was in drum corps before, as you know, but when I started playing the secular music, and I didn't realize the magnitude of the whole thing or what it would lead up to. I was, to be honest with you, I wasn't really playing the music expecting that I was going to be awarded, because when you hear about all these awards, the Musgrave Awards and all these things, I always relate those things to politicians, you know, those guys who do certain things, you know, so I never really expect anything as far as award is concerned. I am a soldier, you know, and a soldier who go out in the world and spread the word of love and culture. So even though I appreciate the fact that we were awarded, you know, this award, because we got 2 awards in like the space of a month. What do we got? Reggae. There was 2 awards, but I wasn't really expecting anything, even though I appreciate it. You know what I mean? So the thing is this: I really respect the fact that at least somebody remembered us, you know, because there have been a lot of great contributors to Jamaica's culture, and nobody even remember about them. They weren't even awarded or rewarded for anything, you know what I mean? So for me, I mean, I appreciate the fact that, you know, at least the country remembered us, you know, because we contributed a lot. Just like, because the music fraternity in Jamaica, everyone made a contribution. Even if a guy play one song or never play, even the people who was just standing around giving ideas, you know what I mean? Everybody made a contribution. And I was part of that team of people. It's a family, you know? So I really appreciate the fact that I was even given an award, because I wasn't expecting it. So there you have it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so just as we get the mic ready to hand over to you to put your questions to these special guests, just give us a little touch of track 25, just that we can have some thoughts about Peter, one of the last records that he released.
Some lessons in my life, lessons in my life. Always be careful of mankind, be careful of mankind. They'll make you promises today, but tomorrow they change their mind.
Yes, gentlemen, any memories of that track? Or yeah, yeah, come in, Santa.
Actually, that track, it was recorded, I think Sly and Robbie had recorded that track. And when Peter was getting ready to do No Nuclear War, I actually did overdub the drums on that particular track, you know? But it was a memorable moment, you know, and it's kind of weird because after Peter's passing, and I heard that song, it kind of brought something to me that it seemed like was a premonition kind of vibe, you know? And every time I hear that song, it brings back like sad memories, you know? Because he was talking about lessons in his life and money make friendship end and all them things. And it's exactly what happened, you know? Peter Tosh died because of that song you hear, friendship and money. You know, it's kind of hard to put in words, you know? But every time I hear that song, it brings back, it's like chills because it seemed like he saw something. And when Peter died, that song, every time I hear that song, it bring it back, you know? Bring back that whole thing. So, but, you know, it's one of them things. It's just medicine, you know? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. So we've reached the point when we're handing over the platform to you, the good people, to put your questions to our special guests. So who would like to put the first question to Soul Syndicate, Andrew Tosh, and Wayne Jobson? Do we have questions in the house? Who would like to put the first question? Yes. And okay, we've got a question here.
So I know it's a stupid question, but if you had to choose, what's the difference between the Soul Syndicate and the word Sound and Power?
It's not a choice because everyone is a contributor. So it's one family. You know, so there's not a choice between Soul Syndicate and Word, Sound and Power. We just assimilate to whatever the situation is. So we're doing the same mission, you know what I mean? Just like in the military, you know, you might say the Marines and the Army and the Air Force, but they all function the same way. So it's not a difference where Soul Syndicate is different or Word, Sound and Power. We are just soldiers, you know what I mean? And we do the same mission, we just do it differently. Some go by boat, some go by land, some go by air, you know what I mean? Same mission. You know what I'm saying? So there's no difference.
I was sure there's no difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and who would like to put the next question to us? Okay, we got one back there.
Give thanks, give thanks. It's not a question. I just want to thank you so much for all the inspiration, what you had for all the different artists and all your music. And also give thanks to Chinna Smith for Big Extra Movement, and also some special greetings out of Germany from the German percussionist Abdul, I have to say. Give thanks for all the history, what you did for us, and to help us out of life and then send us as music. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that comment. Thank you. Okay, we got a question for, we got a question in the house. Go ahead, yeah. Come.
Is it working? I was wondering, out of the younger artists, the more modern ones, if you see that spark that Peter and Bob and Bunny Wailer and Lee Scratch Perry, they had back in the days, do you see this coming up, like the new real soldiers, or what do you think?
Definitely, man. There's so much new positive artists out of Jamaica right now. It's unbelievable. Lots of good positive artists, young artists that shine in real bright lights.
Nobody to point out.
Yes, man.
What year is the difference now? The artists them today is a different generation And even though we have some people who, you know, they seem like they want to do the struggle, but they don't understand the struggle. So there is not that real commitment. Like Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Burning Spears, Culture, those brethren was more deeply rooted to the mission, to Africa. Most of the youth them, and this is true, most of the artists today is about hype. Not really serious about the mission because afraid of offending somebody. See, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, they weren't targeting any certain individual. They were targeting a system. And they were loved by many and hated by many. You see what I'm saying? In today's music industry, you're not going to find too much people who are going to buck the system because they're afraid of being blacklisted. Seeing? Today's music scene, if you notice what's going on, even in Jamaica right now, the whole heap of slackness and the whole heap of low vibration. And it's happening all over the world because Bob Marley and the music of those times with Peter Tosh was about culture, was about upliftment. It still is for me because you won't see me on a stage with certain kind of people. You have to be doing something or saying something to elevate the mind. A lot of these youth nowadays, they're afraid. Even though they might sing, say Jah, and they might sing about this and that, but they're not really coming from here. You see what I'm saying? So there's a big difference. You have a lot of youth out there who really want to do it, but I don't want to lose my record deal. I want to get a Grammy. I want to get these awards. Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, and these brethren wasn't thinking about awards. They were thinking about what they can do for humanity. You know? And people might say, well, that was them time there, you know. It's a different generation, it's younger you, because them look at us, you know. Them look at us as old people. The first thing them say, we are old men and we are not with the times. I am much with the times, but at the same time, the youths today are afraid to really, you know, step forward and keep the vibration going. But there's a lot of people out there who are still doing it. I'm just saying some. So there's a big difference. There's not much commitment to the cause anymore. You see what I'm saying? It's more like entertainment thing right nowadays. You know what I mean? It is more entertainment instead of coming with some mind-bending vibration. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know if I get the point across, but
yeah. Thank you.
It's something like that.
Come in. Oh, yeah. Chinna and then Wayne.
All right. If I was in this generation, I'll be thinking like the youth them now. You know why? Because when the youth them look at elders like we and say, hey, how are the man they get out of the music after them do so much things? Just like what the Virgin talk about 400 years and 400 euro. No, them youth are not, all right, them youth are no want that. Them have to have money. Nothing wrong with that. Look on industry. All scatterlight man die poor. Not reggae, not to mention the reggae thing. So what kind of industry that? So a generation have to come change that. And it's them youth there, and that's why them have to, you know, I kind of love them and the way them approach it. You understand? Look for Andrew Touch. You want to come a yard and say him live and who his father was. You understand? So it's a generation I say, all right, we're supposed to build upon what the elders them leave, because that's our responsibility for youth. But if the youths them father dead was a great musician, and a collection them have to use to bury them. You understand? Well, that don't make sense. All right, so them reward and award thing. It's like some people just sorry for some musician, the fact that they know them are dead soon. Them just call them in and give them an award or whatever them call it. And them dead after that. Eh?
Okay. I hear
Come
you.
on. And that's the thing, and the people them don't want to talk about that. An industry that makes so much money. Warm to the elders them, the people them that create things like this. Like this Rototom and all of them, Tom and You understand? And the slam and the bomb. They could deal with the reality of the thing.
Yeah.
Look on the elders. You know?
You
understand? Ray. All of the people them in the office, we understand. Yeah, the legacy people them who knows that. I him they do that, I him they do that. How them treat them. Youth, I love how I do. Because I can't afford for the poor I'm not do something. Change the industry. You understand? Write on a song when you want to write it.
Okay.
But live. Because when you get to our stage, you don't want hungry and have no food. You don't want dead and no money. Money is not there for bury, you know. Like our generation. Bless.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Wayne Johnson, you had something to add? Wayne, you had something to add to this topic? No? Okay. I think, yeah.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, in the beginning, there was no reggae, there was no industry. So when these guys were doing sessions with the Wailers and all that, at the end of the night, they're going to bed hungry, right? So when they're saying, you know, there was no industry back then, so they had to start from scratch and build it up. So where it's reached now, it's because of them. But in the beginning, they were not doing it for money because there was no money. So they started off with just doing it for the love of it and for the culture and for the Rasta. It's something like that. It was not to do with money. But nowadays, the artists are doing it mostly for money. And I agree with what Chinna says. I mean, of course, you have to do it for money, but it can't...
Wait 1 second then. Can you believe I play on One Love? You know how much session fee that was at that time? $20 aside for making music. But it's Island Records, so we get like $50. One Love. Whole Rastaman Vibration album. $50 aside. Watch how the money they amount to. No. So we must go run off of them people that forget a little change. I'm just glad somebody play upon the record. Thank you.
Earl, if you understand still, you know, it's not about, listen, I know I never explain certain things, you know, but I'm not saying that it must make money, you know. You see what I'm saying? There's a deeper, because money is just the frills to the thing, you see what I'm saying? Because, yeah, when we just come to the business, we never even think about money. But then later on, we grow to learn that is a big industry. You see what I'm saying? And we never realized that we actually were the ones producing songs, because when we used to go in the studio, there was a guy called himself a producer, but he wasn't an arranger. We were the ones composing the music and putting all that together. So yes, it was a different time. It was a time when people never see it as a business. You see what I'm saying? We never understand about publishing and all them things. People only knew about royalties. But we never realized the meat and potatoes was in songwriting and all those things. So there's nothing wrong with people making money. But there's more to money than money. You see what I'm saying? We still have to build a unity amongst people so we can have an equal vibration amongst everyone. Because the money going to come. When I come out on the stage and I play, I not even think about how much money I'm going to get paid. I am thinking about how many lives I am going to change spiritually. So the money is one thing. Making all the money is cool. But what is the sense of having money and you're still not happy? Because there's a lot of people making a lot of money.
1 second. Don't switch.
A lot of people
don't
making
switch the
money.
subject to money, please. We could just, yeah.
No, but
yeah.
a while ago you just said that.
No,
you don't say people
I guess you
trying to get
misunderstand me. I'm talking about, you understand? Come on, no, stay in line with what we're talking about. You understand? Our industry. You understand? All the people them that we are ignorant, we don't know anything about publishing. All the people them that are around us. You understand? Is, you know what I mean? What it is about harvest uptown and famine downtown. What it mean?
Okay, yeah. I understand where you're coming from,
Good.
Mr. Smith. Yeah. So thanks to each and everyone for attempting to address these very important and contradictory issues. We've got time for one last question. I know the microphone is there somewhere. Put the one last question to the panel before we close. Okay.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, go. Yeah. Yeah, we've got one last question for the panel. Yes.
Hi, greetings. I wanted to ask Andrew, what is your greatest memory with your dad as a young child?
Memories of my dad? Memories of my dad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lots of memories, man. My father, the first time my father took me to the country to meet my grandmother was like 10 plus 11. That was the greatest time. I caught my first fish down there in Westmoreland. Great times. Took us to the rivers, took us places that fathers took their kids to. Yeah? Does that answer you?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that personal question. Thank you for the memories. And please put your hands together and give another round of applause for our special guest, Soul Syndicate, Andrew Tosh and Wayne Jobson. Now, please note, we're going to take a very quick 20-minute break, and we're going to be right back here for another very enlightening session with our next set of special guests, which is none other than Harrison Stafford from Groundation and Jim Fox. So please, stretch your legs, come back, sit down, don't move, and tune in. Thank you very much.
Afrobeats, the documentary, and I'm here with Saz on the beat. Saz on all the beats, Saz on the Afrobeats.
There was nothing like Remedies, there was nothing like Idris, there was nothing like Kennis.
Tribesmen, Remedies, Paul Play, and Plantation Boys.
I would first mention Remedies.
98, 99. We started to see a change in the music.
1999 was the year.
Oh yeah. Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grinders that tryna make money with my brothers.
I want to fuse Afrobeats and hip hop.
The last sound and rap, my music was very hard.
Tabashere, One Man Berry, Big Brothers. Yoruba sounds good.
My mom and my dad speak that to me.
And then Soji will be doing boss okay.
Waiting Babele won't make ya one.
And that's all people wanted me to sing. Just sing Ibutemeta and go.
Okay, Tiwa, sexy. How?
Most of us suffered with our artists. We started their careers from when they were hustling.
Marlian is a true fan of Naira Marley.
When I first heard the term Afrobeats, it sounded perfect for me.
You can't say Afrobeats without saying Afrobeats.
Not all music in Africa is Afrobeats.
But you know one call her Afrobeats. You just call her Afrofusion. Which of your Afrofusion?
Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grinders that tryna make money with my brothers. Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grinders that tryna make.
As a teenager growing up in Brooklyn, dancehall is the main thing that kids look to. Dancehall was a part of a Caribbean kid's life. Sean was bubbling up with dancehall tracks.
By 2000, it was like popping off in New York for me.
Our culture was in the club.
All the Caribbean people, they were building a culture.
Sometimes I worry about the history is not being preserved. I just wanted the recognition as one of the soldiers for dancehall to say, this music, this culture, this vibrancy put me here. I don't want people to forget that.
There's a lot of barriers broken down. There's a lot of sacrifices made to bring this genre of dancehall to become a part of popular culture. And it's dancehall that got popular out of New York. That needs to be documented and given its due respect.
Afrobeat, the documentary, and I'm here with Saz on the beat. Saz on all the beat, Saz on the Afrobeat.
There was nothing like Remedies, there was nothing like Idris, there was nothing like Kenny's.
Tribesmen, Remedies, Paul Play, and Plantation Boys.
I would first mention Remedies.
98, 99. We started to see a change in the music.
1999 was the year.
Oh yeah. Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grinders that tryna make money with my brothers.
I want to fuse Afrobeats and hip hop.
The last sound and rap, my music was very hard.
Taba Shere, one man berry, big brothers. Yoruba sounds good.
My mom and my dad speak that to me.
And then Soji will be doing boss okay. Waiting babele won't make ya.
And that's all people wanted me to sing. Just sing Temeta and go.
Okay, Tiwa, sexy. How?
Most of us suffered with our artists. We started their careers from when they were hustling.
Marlian is a true fan of Naira Marley.
When I first heard the term Afrobeats, it sounded perfect for me.
You can't say Afrobeats without saying Afrobeats.
Not all music in Africa is Afrobeats.
But you know one call it Afrobeats. You just call it Afrofusion. Which of your Afrofusion?
Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grinders that tryna make money with my brothers. Sweet one come sweet like Fanta. Bad B come bad like Rihanna. Take notes if you wanna be my lover. Grinders that tryna make.
As a teenager growing up in Brooklyn, dancehall is the main thing that kids look to. Dancehall was a part of a Caribbean kid's life. Sean was bubbling up with dancehall tracks.
By 2000, it was like popping off in New York for me.
Our culture was in the club.
All the Caribbean people, they were building a culture.
Sometimes I worry about the history is not being preserved. I just wanted the recognition as one of the soldiers for dancehall to say, this music, this culture, this vibrancy put me here. I don't want people to forget that.
There's a lot of barriers broken down. There's a lot of sacrifices made to bring this genre of dancehall to become a part of popular culture. And it's dancehall that got popular out of New York. That needs to be documented and given its due respect.